first, fast, accurate. With Jennifer Copeland and Rick Shutt. You're watching WSBT-22 News at 6.
We have new information on breaking news we have been following all afternoon. Police have a suspect in the murder of 11-year-old Jodi Parrack. A little girl was killed in 2007. She was found strangled to death in a Constantine cemetery. Parrack disappeared after going to a friend's house after school. We have team coverage of today's developments. WSBT-22's Suzanne Spencer is at the courthouse in Centerville, where a news conference just wrapped up, and Kelly Stopsinski has been getting reaction from Parrack's family in Constantine. Suzanne, I want to start with you. How did they find the suspect?
Jennifer, they found him after he was arrested for a case in August involving a little girl. This is the man police have charged in Parrack's murder. Daniel Furlong of White Pigeon is charged with murder and kidnapping. Parrack disappeared November 8th of 2007 after going to a friend's house after school. Police say she left around 4:30 on her bike, but she never returned home. Jodi's mother found the girl's body hours later in Constantine Township Cemetery. The cemetery was just down the street from the family's home. Police have sifted through over 1,500 tips throughout the years, and the case even made the cover of People magazine. Prosecutor John McDonough says Furlong lived in the area, and he certainly had opportunities to commit this homicide. He says DNA evidence linked him to the crime.
The arrest came about after a DNA swab was taken following Mr. Furlong's arrest for his current charges. The DNA tested and was a match to the DNA found on Jodi Parrack's clothing and body the night of her homicide.
McDonough says Furlong was involved in a canvass done by the FBI, but was not actually a suspect right after Parrack died. He was arraigned, and his bond has been denied since all of this has happened. We've been talking to several people about this investigation, including several of those who are very close with this throughout the past many years. We'll have much more on this coming up at 11. Live in Centerville, Suzanne Spencer, WSBT 22 News.
And as Suzanne mentioned, the suspect in this case, Daniel Furlong, is already in police custody for attacking another young girl, just last month. A 10-year-old girl said she was riding her bike when Furlong persuaded her to go into his garage and attacked her with a knife. Now, this is video, the one you're looking at here, from his August 13th video arraignment. Furlong was charged with knowingly restraining a child and assault with a dangerous weapon. News of his arrest is sending shockwaves of anger and relief for some through Constantine, where Jodi Parrack was murdered. WSBT 22's Kelly Stopsinski has been talking with people there in that community tonight. And, you know, Kelly, it has been almost 8 very long years, and that community, people who live there, you know, closer to some answers, and for some, maybe even closure tonight.
And Jennifer, Jodi Parrack's murder put Constantine on edge from the second it happened. You have to imagine how they've been feeling over the last several years. And also what's come along with that is lots of finger pointing and speculation about who did this and why.
I knew that he was still here. I could feel it that he was still around, whoever done it.
It's a feeling Jodi Parrack's grandmother hasn't been able to shake. And news that police finally caught Jodi's killer brought back all the familiar emotions Abba's been through since her granddaughter was found strangled to death in the city cemetery in November 2007.
It's about time. Yeah, I'm just so choked up right now.
But Abba also says she feels for this man, Ray McCann, a former Constantine police officer convicted of perjury in the case for lying to investigators about his involvement with Parrack. Right now, he's in prison because of it. McCann's sister-in-law says she never thought Ray would lie, especially when it involved the murder of a child.
But I am glad that it does clear his name and he can get out and move on with his life.
And people who live in Constantine say they can finally rest easier now that police say a man who lived among them with a dark secret for so many years is finally behind bars.
It's been a long time going, and everybody's been really concerned about it for a long time.
It's weird. I mean, everybody always said that it would, it would be someone among us, and they were right.
In March, a judge sentenced Ray McCann to 20 months to 20 years in prison for the perjury conviction after he pleaded no contest to that charge. His family, though, tells me that he is scheduled to get out just a couple months from now in December. Jennifer?
Kelly, back to Furlong for just a moment here. You know, the man charged with murdering Parrack. What have you been able to find out about him? I know you've been doing some digging.
That's right. People in Constantine tell me that he lived here for a long time, several years, actually ran a car detailing business out of his garage called Dan's Detailing. And they also say that he lived right in the center of town, just a few blocks from the cemetery, also very close to Jodi Parrack's home. They say he only moved to White Pigeon a couple of years ago. Still trying to find out more information about him, but a lot of people here just kind of reeling. They're kind of reliving this all over again, Jennifer, because it was so real. This is such a small community, very close-knit. Everyone knows everyone else or is connected to somebody in some way.
It's been so heartbreaking for so long, Kelly. Thank you so much. And stay with WSBT 22 News as we follow the latest developments in this local cold case arrest and the charges. We will have reaction from the community again tonight at 11 o'clock.